and I enjoy so much to be in Ingolstadt just after having my coffee here in California. Humanity, we people, are 300,000 years old. So it's less than 0.5% or 0.1% of the human race that we see in innovation like the car and the airplane and the smartphone and Zoom video conferencing. So therefore, we should expect more change in the future as we go into the 21st and then 22nd centuries. Now, I always derive my own inspiration from the movies. In the 70s, we saw KIT as a very first self-driving cars. Despite these failures, these many failures, we saw in 2005, in October 2005, we saw an amazing moment where 23 cars, robot cars, collected at a starting line in Nevada, racing for 131 miles through the desert. This is, by the way, how self-driving cars looked about 16 years ago. While this race was a milestone in the history of self-driving, it happened in an empty desert without any obstacles, no traffic, no bicycles, no traffic lights, completely alone, in a vacuum. So I moved on a few years later and joined Google to start the Google self-driving car team. And the goal immediately became to move away from the desert into the state of California. While today this looks reasonable, back in the day it was science fiction. I led the team until 2014, and up to that point, we got into a reliability that our self-driving car only required a single human safety driver intervention every 300,000 miles. It is every 500,000 kilometers. Just think of yourself. Have you been able to drive 30 years without any single incident safely? Most of us can't do this. So legitimately, 5 years ago, self-driving car rivaled human driving performance. Take my inspiration from movies again. Here's one of my all-time favorite inventions. These are the Jetsons. The Jetsons in the 1960s didn't just invent home robotics, but also a complete new way of travel through the air, devoid of obstacles, in the clear sky. So one of the questions I've been pursuing for the last years is, can we take cars up in the air? Maybe they won't look quite like cars, but in our daily transportation, can we go through the air and as a result, be safer than ever before, be faster than ever before, and even be environmentally more friendly than ever before, more economical? Together with my business partner and friend Larry Page, I founded a company called Kitty Hawk, named after a historical location where the Wright brothers first discovered or invented controlled flight. And we built a sequence of vehicles that can do just that. They are crossovers of drones and planes and helicopter. They all take off vertically. They're all electrically propelled, so they all run on batteries and nothing else. And they then take to the skies just like a regular plane. Second vehicle we've built is Flyer. Flyer is a human drone. It is actually so light that in the United States, it's called an ultra lightweight that does not even require a pilot's license to fly it. It takes us about, and we've proven this, about less than an hour to train a person to be proficient in operating this vehicle. Heaviside is our latest creation. Again, a vehicle that combines vertical takeoff and landing electrically with overflight. And it comes with a number of world firsts in terms of capabilities. When it flies over you at 1,000 feet, which is the lowest you're ever going to see a small airplane above your head unless you're next to an airport, it only emits 35 decibels. That is, it is quieter than chirping birds. You'd be hard-pressed to even hear it when you're standing right next to it. Time is moving forward. And just like self-driving cars, which in 2005 looked like a crazy idea by a crazy stranded German in California, I tell you, this mode of transportation is there for us to enjoy in the future. We've all been hunkered down by COVID. The last months have been devastating to the world economy, and we've lost many hundreds of thousands of people, including one of my very close friends, to COVID. But yet, in all this calamity, there's also signs of hopes. And I want to go back to the movies to inspire all of us about the true future of transportation, because guess what? All of you are partaking in it right now, at this very moment. Here's the vision. And yet, today, I beamed myself through Zoom to an interface that looks just like that, from California to Ingolstadt, at the speed of light. Perhaps I am already being outmaneuvered by the next range of innovation, where Zoom and video conferencing and the ability to virtually go from A to B becomes a major mode of transportation. If you don't believe this, check out the stock ticker of Zoom and compare it to Airbus or Boeing.